The dusty wind of Vierla 9 carried the smell of old metal and burnt fuel. Lena Core, a 13-year-old girl with bright eyes and a restless mind, walked carefully along the cracked tarmac of the abandoned spaceport. Most people avoided this place. It had been silent for decades, the once busy trading hub now reduced to broken hangars, rusting crates, and silent landing pads. But Lena loved it. To her, every piece of scrap told a story. Every abandoned cockpit whispered secrets from a forgotten past. She had grown up among the ruins, raised by her grandmother after her parents had died in a mining accident. Lena had learned to fix small machines, pilot old hovercrafts, and read star charts almost by instinct. Most children on Vierla 9 spent their days scavenging for parts or begging for credits. But Lena dreamed of the stars, of speeding through space in a ship of her own, exploring the galaxy, and discovering worlds that no one else had ever seen. That morning, she had heard rumors from traders in the marketplace. A legendary ship called the Celestial Phoenix, was being auctioned. The ship had a history older than most planets in the sector. Some said it had survived wars, raced across dangerous nebulae, and outmaneuvered pirate fleets that outnumbered it 10-1. And now, somehow, it had appeared in Vierla 9 decrepit spaceport. Lena's heart beat fast as she approached the main hangar. A few other people were already there, mostly scavengers and curious traders. They looked at her with amusement. A child among grown traders. Surely she couldn't compete. But Lena ignored their stares. She had a plan. The auction was strange. Instead of the usual loud bidding, there was a quiet system of secret offers. People wrote down their bids and handed them to the auctioneer, a tall alien with pale blue skin and 6 fingers on each hand. He scanned each offer carefully, his eyes flicking to Lena in surprise. "You are very young," he said, his voice smooth but cautious. "Do you understand what you are bidding on?" Lena smiled. "I understand enough," she said confidently, "and I can pay." The auctioneer raised an eyebrow. "And you have the funds," Lena nodded. She carried a small, worn case containing credits her parents had left her, saved carefully over the years. More importantly, she had knowledge. She had researched every detail of the Celestial Phoenix, knew its history, and had a plan to convince the auctioneer she was serious. The bidding began. Others offered large sums, far more than Lena could provide. But Lena had something money could not buy: clever thinking. She noticed the auctioneer paused at certain bids, scanning for sincerity. Lena whispered quietly, "This ship will be well cared for. I know its history, I know its worth. I am not a collector, I will use it, I will make it soar." The auctioneer studied her, then smiled faintly. "Very well," he said. "You may bid." Lena quickly wrote her offer. A clever combination of credits, rare parts, and a promise to deliver a unique prototype device she had built, a small invention that could assist in navigation. The other bidders laughed softly, but the auctioneer considered it carefully. Somehow her plan worked. "You have it," he said finally. "The Celestial Phoenix is yours." The hangar doors opened, revealing the ship. Lena's breath caught in her throat. The Celestial Phoenix was magnificent. Its sleek body shimmered under the dusty sunlight, reflecting colors she had never seen. Its hull seemed alive, humming with a quiet energy. Even abandoned for years, it radiated power and history. As Lena stepped closer, she could see intricate markings along the sides. Symbols from forgotten civilizations etched carefully into the metal. She ran her fingers over the smooth surface, feeling the energy pulsing beneath. The ship was bigger than she imagined, yet nimble, built for speed and adventure. "This is real," she whispered to herself. "It's really mine." She climbed into the cockpit carefully. The controls were strange but elegant, built for someone who could think faster than the machine. Her small hands moved over the panels, touching switches, buttons, and levers. Lights flickered to life, a soft hum filling the hangar. The ship seemed to recognize her. As Lena explored, she noticed something unusual: A soft light glowed from beneath the central console. She pressed a button and a holographic map appeared, showing star systems she had never heard of, with points marked in glowing colors. Some symbols pulsed slowly, like they were waiting for her to notice. "What are you hiding?" she asked softly. The ship did not answer, but the map seemed to respond, highlighting a route toward an unknown system. Lena's curiosity flared. This was more than just a ship, it was a puzzle, a mystery waiting for her to solve. She spent hours exploring the cockpit and decks, taking notes and drawing sketches. Every lever, button, and screen had a purpose. Every part of the ship seemed to hint at adventures long past and secrets waiting in the stars. By evening, Lena stepped outside and looked up at the sky. Viola 9 twin suns were setting, painting the horizon with shades of orange and violet. She imagined herself flying among distant planets, weaving through asteroid fields, racing past nebulae, and seeing sights no human had seen in decades. Her excitement was interrupted by a strange feeling. The hairs on the back of her neck stood up. She turned slowly and saw a shadow moving in the distance, 3 figures, tall and silent, watching the hangar from the ridge. Aliens. Not traders, not scavengers, but professional-looking, serious, and clearly observing her. Lena froze, her heart pounded. She had read about such things in her star charts and old logs. The celestial phoenix had many enemies. Those who coveted its power often followed it, waiting for the right moment to strike. She had not thought about it until now. The figures disappeared as quickly as they had appeared. Lena took a deep breath and reminded herself. She had faced problems before and she could handle this too. But the message was clear. Acquiring the ship was only the beginning. Someone or something was watching her. She returned to the cockpit, checking the ship systems. The engines were functional but old. Some repairs would be needed. She activated the life support, the communications array, and the navigation computer. The holographic map still pulsed softly, showing routes she could not yet understand. She felt a thrill of excitement. Adventure awaited, but danger was near. That night, Lena slept on the ship for the first time. She lay in the small cabin, listening to the soft hum of the celestial phoenix. Dreams of distant galaxies, strange planets, and daring escapes filled her mind. She knew one thing for certain: her life had changed forever. The galaxy had just noticed her, and she was ready to respond. The next morning, she climbed back to the cockpit. She ran through her plan: repairs, exploration, and learning everything she could about the ship. Then she would take off, leaving Viola 9 behind. But first, she needed allies. She could not face the galaxy alone. Not yet. She thought of her old mentor, Jerk, a retired pilot who had once raced across sectors and taught her the basics of navigation. She thought of Rena, a young engineer from the neighboring colony who could help with repairs. And perhaps, just perhaps, the ship's AI, hidden deep within its systems, would reveal itself, offering guidance and companionship. Lena smiled. She was young, underestimated, and yet unstoppable. Humanity had always been underestimated by the galaxy, and now, as the first human in decades to claim the celestial phoenix, she would show them why. As she prepared to leave the hangar, Lena glanced back at the shadowy ridge. The Watchers were gone, but she knew this was only the beginning. Somewhere in the galaxy, powerful eyes were focused on her new prize, and she was ready. With a deep breath, Lena gripped the controls, her heart pounding with excitement. She had bought a ship that many thought impossible for a child to own. But now the adventure began, and with it, the first whispers of a galactic conspiracy that would change her life forever. The celestial phoenix hummed under her hands, alive and waiting. Lena smiled. She was only 13, but in the vastness of space, that would not matter. Not when humans could think, create, and surprise the galaxy. And somewhere, deep in the starry void, someone was already plotting. But Lena was ready to meet them. She would not be underestimated. She would not be ignored. She had a ship. She had courage. And she had the whole galaxy ahead of her. the celestial phoenix glided smoothly above Viola 9, leaving the dusty planet behind. Lena Core gripped the controls with determination, her heart racing with excitement. She had left home, her life as she knew it, and was now flying a legendary ship across the galaxy. The twin suns of Viola 9 sank below the horizon, leaving trails of gold and violet across the sky. For Lena, it felt like the universe itself was welcoming her. But she knew adventure was not just about beauty. She had felt the eyes watching her from the ridge, and she could sense the galaxy's attention turning toward her. The celestial phoenix hummed softly beneath her hands, as if sharing her awareness. Lena's mind raced. She had to be careful. Her first stop was a small trade station in the neighboring system, a place where she hoped to meet a trusted engineer. She needed someone who could help her understand the ship's hidden systems, repair its old engines, and perhaps reveal its secrets. When she landed, Lena was amazed by the variety of ships docked there: sleek racing ships, bulky cargo haulers, and even some strange, unfamiliar alien vessels. People of many species moved about the station, trading, repairing, and gossiping. Most stopped to look at the celestial phoenix, whispering among themselves. Lena had expected attention, but this was more than she imagined. She stepped out of the cockpit and was immediately approached by a young engineer named Rena Vell, a clever human from the nearby colony who specialized in old ship systems. Rena had heard of the celestial phoenix, and her eyes widened in awe as she examined the hull. "This is incredible," Rena said. "I've never seen a ship like this in person. And you're just 13, Lena smiled. "Age doesn't matter, the ship matters. Can you help me understand it?" Rena agreed eagerly. The two spent hours inside the ship, checking engines, circuits, and navigation arrays. Lena learned quickly, absorbing every detail. The ship was more than a vehicle, it was a puzzle, a combination of ancient technology and clever design. Rena was impressed by Lena's intelligence and careful thinking. As they worked, the ship's hidden AI began to reveal itself. A soft, melodic voice filled the cabin. "Welcome, Captain Lena," it said. "I am Oriole, your ship's guidance system. I have been dormant for many cycles, awaiting one capable enough to pilot the celestial phoenix. You are that one." Lena's eyes widened. "You can talk," Oriole's voice hummed through the ship. "Yes, and I can assist with navigation, repairs, and defense. Together we can explore systems far beyond the edge of known space. But be warned, your acquisition has drawn attention. Forces in this galaxy wish to claim me and this ship. You must be cautious." The warning did not frighten Lena. It only made her more determined. "Then we will be careful, and we will be faster, smarter, and better than anyone expects." The next few days were a whirlwind of preparation. Lena and Rena tested the engines, repaired minor damage, and mapped potential routes through nearby star systems. They discovered hidden compartments containing long-forgotten devices, encrypted logs, and mysterious data crystals. Each discovery hinted at a past full of battles, races, and secrets no human had seen before. One evening, as Lena studied the star maps, a warning appeared on the ship's console. A fleet of unknown vessels was approaching. They moved quickly, almost silently, their formation precise and calculated. Oriole's voice sounded calm but urgent. "Unknown fleet approaching. Their trajectory matches patterns consistent with bounty hunters and intelligence operatives. They are tracking us. Evasion is recommended." Lena felt a thrill. This was her first real test. She glanced at Rena, who nodded, ready to assist. Lena took a deep breath, gripping the controls. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers," she said. "We're leaving in 5. The celestial phoenix lifted smoothly from the docking bay, engines roaring to life. Lena pushed the ship forward, weaving between space towers and debris fields, using every trick she had learned from old flight manuals and her own instincts. The pursuing ships followed, but Lena had something they did not: unpredictability. She twisted and turned through asteroid belts, using gravity slings and narrow gaps no larger than the celestial phoenix itself. Oriole guided her, highlighting safe paths and warning of dangers. Lena's heart pounded with excitement and fear. The fleet fired at them, energy blasts streaking past, but Lena's nimble maneuvers kept them safe. By the time they emerged into open space, the pursuers were far behind, unable to match her daring moves. "That was amazing," Rena gasped, clutching the control panel. "You're incredible, Lena," Lena smiled, her eyes shining with determination. "We're just getting started. This ship is more than fast, it's smart, and we're going to need every advantage if we want to survive." In the days that followed, Lena began to notice a pattern. The data crystals and logs stored within the ship contained messages, coordinates, and warnings. Some were written in languages no human had used for centuries. Others were encrypted in codes that required ingenuity to decipher. Slowly, Lena and Rena realized that the Celestial Phoenix was not just a ship. It was part of something larger, something that had influenced the galaxy for generations. They discovered references to a syndicate, a hidden organization that sought to control rare and powerful ships. This syndicate had been searching for the Celestial Phoenix for decades. Now that Lena possessed it, they were mobilizing forces to reclaim it. Lena felt a mixture of fear and excitement. The conspiracy was real, but so was the opportunity. If she could stay ahead, she could uncover secrets no one else had ever known. One day, while exploring a remote system, Lena's ship picked up a distress signal. A small freighter had been attacked and was drifting near a dense asteroid field. Most captains would have ignored it, thinking it a trap. But Lena was human. Humans had always been curious, brave, and willing to take risks others avoided. "Rena, we're helping them," Lena said firmly. "We can't ignore someone in need." They followed the signal and found a battered freighter surrounded by small drones. Lena maneuvered the Celestial Phoenix into position, using the ship's advanced systems to jam the drones' communications and disable their weapons. Then, using a clever trick with gravity wells from nearby asteroids, she forced the drones to collide with each other, neutralizing the threat without firing a single shot. The freighter's captain, a grizzled alien named Tornak, was astonished. Who are you?" he asked, his voice trembling. Lena smiled. "Humans, and we don't leave anyone behind." Tornak joined them aboard the Celestial Phoenix briefly, sharing information about the syndicate. They had been attacking freighters, scouting the galaxy, and collecting data to locate rare ships like hers. The syndicate was bigger, older, and more dangerous than Lena had imagined. But it also confirmed one thing: humans, even a 13-year-old, could outthink them. The days turned into weeks as Lena, Rena, and Oriole navigated systems filled with strange planets, alien cultures, and hidden dangers. They evaded bounty hunters, solved puzzles left within the ship, and discovered pieces of galactic history. Each success reinforced Lena's confidence, but with every jump, the danger grew. They discovered signs of the syndicate everywhere: communication blackouts, false distress signals, and shadowy figures watching from the edges of star systems. Lena knew that a direct confrontation was coming, and she would need more than courage. She would need strategy, allies, and the ingenuity that humans were known for. One night, as they traveled through a quiet nebula, Oriole spoke. "Captain Lena, the syndicate knows you are learning, adapting, and outmaneuvering them. They will escalate. You must prepare for a larger confrontation." Lena nodded, staring at the swirling colors of the nebula. "Then we will be ready. We'll think faster, plan smarter, and show them that humans cannot be predicted. The galaxy has underestimated us for too long." Rena smiled, adjusting some navigation arrays. "I think we can do it. With this ship in your mind, there's no limit." And Lena knew she was right. The Celestial Phoenix was more than a ship. It was a legacy, a puzzle, and a challenge. And she was ready to meet it head-on. Somewhere in the shadows of distant space, the syndicate was preparing. But Lena was faster, smarter, and unpredictable. Humanity had always survived against the odds, and Lena would prove that even a 13-year-old girl could change the course of the galaxy. For now, the adventure continued. The stars stretched endlessly before her, and the first whispers of the full conspiracy were beginning to reveal themselves. Lena's journey had begun, and the galaxy would soon learn that humans, curious, clever, and fearless, were forces to be reckoned with. The stars stretched endlessly before Lena Core as she piloted the celestial phoenix through a narrow asteroid belt. The nebula behind them glowed faintly, painting the ship in shades of purple and gold. Lena's heart was steady, her mind sharp. She had learned to navigate dangerous space, to outsmart bounty hunters, and to decode the secrets hidden in her ship. But now, the stakes were higher than ever. The Syndicate had revealed its hand. Messages intercepted by Oriole indicated a fleet of ships converging on the Calyx Prime system, a cluster of planets known for its trade hubs and political influence. The Syndicate intended to seize the Celestial Phoenix, and with it, the key to controlling rare technologies across the galaxy. "This is it," Lena said, her voice calm but determined. "They've found us and they're coming for everything, but we won't let them win." Rena Vell, busy checking the engines and weapon systems, nodded. "We can handle them. The ship systems are ready, and I trust you, Lena." Oriole's melodic voice filled the cockpit. "Captain, the fleet approaching is formidable. Their firepower exceeds anything we have faced. But their strategy is predictable. With careful planning, we can outmaneuver them." Lena smiled faintly. Humans had always turned disadvantage into opportunity. That was the difference. She had no desire to fight blindly. Instead, she would use ingenuity, unpredictability, and her knowledge of the ship's hidden abilities. The Celestial Phoenix emerged from the asteroid belt into open space. Far ahead, the Syndicate's flagship gleamed in the dim light of a distant sun. Smaller support ships flanked it, forming a tight formation designed to trap her. Lena's mind raced, considering every variable. "Rena, I need calculations for a gravity slingshot around those asteroids," Lena said. "We'll use it to break their formation and get close to the flagship." Rena worked quickly, inputting coordinates and velocity adjustments. Oriole confirmed calculations and monitored enemy movement. Within minutes, the plan was ready. "Engage," Lena commanded. The Celestial Phoenix shot forward, weaving through the asteroid field with precision. The Syndicate fleet followed, their weapons firing energy beams that sliced through empty space. Lena's hands danced across the controls, each movement deliberate, each decision calculated. Then she activated a hidden system Oriole had discovered, a defensive shield that refracted energy beams and made the ship appear to split into multiple images. The enemy fired at the illusions, wasting their attacks while Lena's real ship remained safe. "Humans are clever," Oriole said softly. "They are unpredictable, and that is why you survive." Lena's eyes narrowed. "We're going to finish this. The galaxy will see that humans are not to be underestimated." Using the gravity slingshot, Lena sent the Celestial Phoenix spiraling around a massive asteroid. The sudden maneuver forced the enemy ships out of formation. Some collided with debris, while others struggled to maintain control. The flagship, large and imposing, tried to adjust, but Lena was faster. She weaved closer, each movement calculated to exploit weaknesses in their formation. Inside the flagship, the Syndicate commanders realized their mistake. "They are using the terrain." "They're faster than we expected," one shouted. Meanwhile, Lena accessed the ship's encrypted systems, sending a pulse that disabled communications on the flagship. Chaos erupted among the enemy ranks. Lena had not fired a single weapon. She had used intelligence, timing, and the ship's hidden features to gain the advantage. "Prepare boarding sequence," a Syndicate officer demanded. "We take the ship by force." Lena anticipated this. She activated a cloaking system hidden in the ship's hull. The celestial phoenix shimmered and disappeared from sensors, leaving the enemy fleet confused and blind. Lena laughed softly. Humans had always used creativity to survive, and now the galaxy would see their ingenuity in action. But Lena's victory was not just about escape. She needed to stop the syndicate from harming others. Using the ship's AI, she traced the fleet's communication network, uncovering evidence of attacks on freighters, colonies, and trade hubs. She recorded everything, creating a digital dossier that could expose the syndicate to the wider galaxy. "This will change everything," Lena said. "People will know who they are." The final challenge approached, the syndicate flagship itself. Lena maneuvered through the debris of destroyed enemy ships, positioning herself behind the massive vessel. She activated a hidden magnetic pulse within the celestial phoenix, designed to disable the flagship's engines temporarily. The pulse sent the ship drifting uncontrollably, unable to fire weapons or escape. "Now," Lena whispered. A series of encrypted transmissions were sent to key galactic councils, exposing the syndicate's crimes and plans. Within minutes, fleets from allied systems began moving toward Calyx Prime, ready to confront the syndicate. Lena's actions had turned the enemy's strength into weakness. The flagship commander roared in frustration. "How did a human do this?" "Humans are always underestimated," Oriole replied softly. "And yet they endure, they adapt, they create solutions where none seem possible." Lena felt a surge of pride. At 13, she had faced a threat that many adults and seasoned pilots would fear. And she had triumphed, not through brute force, but through courage, intelligence, and quick thinking, the true hallmarks of humanity. The enemy fleet surrendered one by one as reinforcements arrived. Lena and her crew guided them safely into a containment field created by Allied ships. The syndicate's influence had ended, at least for now. The galaxy had witnessed the emergence of a new human hero. After the battle, Lena returned to the celestial phoenix, her crew celebrating quietly around her. Rena clapped her on the shoulder. "You did it, Lena. You really did it." Lena shook her head, smiling softly. "We did it. It wasn't just me." Oriole helped, and so did everyone who believed humans could make a difference. The galaxy is bigger than any of us, but we can still leave a mark. Oriole's voice hummed proudly. "Captain, your actions today will be remembered." The galaxy has learned that humans, though young, underestimated, and seemingly ordinary, possess creativity, courage, and ingenuity beyond measure. Lena felt a warm glow of satisfaction. The celestial phoenix was more than a ship. It was a symbol of human potential. And she, though only 13, had proven that even the smallest and youngest could change the course of history. The following days were filled with recognition and cautious celebration. Messages of congratulations arrived from far-flung systems, and alliances formed with those who had witnessed Lena's triumph. Yet Lena remained humble, knowing that adventure and danger still lay ahead. One quiet evening, as the celestial phoenix orbited a calm blue planet, Lena gazed at the stars. The galaxy was vast, full of mysteries, dangers, and opportunities. She had uncovered part of the syndicate's conspiracy, but she knew others would rise, eager to claim power and control. "Ready for the next adventure?" Rena asked, leaning against the control panel. Lena smiled, her eyes shining with determination. "Always." The galaxy is ours to explore, and we'll do it together. Humans have a way of surviving, creating, and thriving, even when no one expects it. And we've just begun. Oriole hummed softly. "Captain, your courage has inspired not only humans but many others across the galaxy. You have shown that intelligence, morality, and courage can triumph over brute force and deception. Humanity has proven its value." Lena leaned back in her seat, feeling the soft hum of the celestial phoenix beneath her. She was young, human, and underestimated. And that made her unstoppable. The galaxy would remember her, not as a child, but as a human capable of changing the course of history. And as she piloted the celestial phoenix toward the next system, Lena felt the thrill of infinite possibilities, endless stars, and the undeniable truth. Humans could achieve greatness, no matter the odds. And somewhere far across the galaxy, those who had doubted her whispered in disbelief. A 13-year-old human had outsmarted fleets, uncovered conspiracies, and inspired the galaxy. Lena smiled quietly. They had underestimated her. They always did, and humans always found a way. The adventure continued. The stars stretched before her like a challenge, an invitation, and a promise. Lena Core, captain of the Celestial Phoenix, was ready to face whatever the galaxy had in store. She was human, she was clever, and she was fearless. And the galaxy would never forget it. She was only 13 when she bought a priceless ship. Behind it lurked a galactic conspiracy.